Hello everyone, my name is Ryan and welcome to a new video in the casual game series. In the last video, actually, I've received very positive feedback on the game on 3 dan, so since you guys really like seeing me getting up the ranks, let me keep doing them. So right now I'm 5 dan, 17 wins. So let's try to get the 3 wins in this video. Let's see if we can do that. And I will be right back when I find an opponent. Okay, so we have found our first potential victim. 10,000 miles. Also a foreign country. Well, I mean, not an Asian country. So actually decent win rate. Pretty new 5 dan. So okay. Actually, yeah. Recently, when I've been starting with the 3-4, a lot of people have been playing this start point, so they don't really like that orientation. But I always play the 2-space high now because usually this is ends up in less groups, and I feel like it's easier to control that way. So, oh, this guy's pretty fancy. So, I mean, yeah, in the opening, I'm not a big expert. I just usually play something that at least locally doesn't lose too much. And on the whole board scale, should be okay as well. Okay, so he chose a pincer here. This is actually not too big, I think, at this time. Because one, he already approached here, so I don't need to respond to that right now. Extending up is very, very big. The next move I can capture here, also very big. Okay, so attach is a good follow-up move for this variation. And so Hane and Tiger's Mouth. So right now he doesn't have any co-threats, so I could just Atari, and doesn't really have a follow. Okay, he's gonna connect. Okay, then pretty happy with this result. Since I extended up, so this move is worth quite a bit. And in terms of the shape in the top right, since we both spend 2 moves, actually, yeah, I have an extra stone on the top right. But this is not anything more near good now, because whenever I attach, this shape has no eye space. So let me think about how to deal with that. A double Hane. Interesting. So, kind of a powerful move, but not really at the wrong place, because white Tanukid 1 stone here, and now he's playing a very powerful move, which I don't think really makes too much sense. And after I get this Atari, I can just capture this. Now he's in a really weird shape, but also super heavy. So he's gonna have to deal with this, and then I can just come back. Extending here. Yeah, that's a Sente move. Kinda wanna just connect. Alright, fine. Yeah, I'm not sure which one is... What? I'm not sure which one was better between those 2 moves. But that's another Gote move, and also when I Hane, I don't know what he's going to do either. If he Atari, I can connect, so he doesn't have that ladder. So he'll also be in pretty big trouble. Now, the tricky part about this for him is this Atari isn't always going to be Sente. So he can't actually push out. Okay, I just said he couldn't. Because I can just Atari here. Yeah, so he actually needs to play this move. And I think I'm just gonna protect the outside. Obviously, this is gonna be Sente now. Okay, that doesn't really do much. Because even when he captures, my group is alive, so I'm not worried at all. What is this? I have this ladder, so I'm not really worried about this group, this middle group, because he can't. Okay, I can't really read ladders very well, so I'm just gonna make sure that happens, and we just capture here. And okay, yeah, I mean, he's pretty much done. I can just play somewhere else. Even if he wins this ko, it's gonna be a huge loss anyway. I'm just gonna let him go, because if he finds a very bad ko threat, then I can probably just capture something in the middle. Yeah, I need to answer because these two stones are vital stones. I can't lose those. But now I can just play in the middle. He really lost a huge amount on the lower side. He has to spend another move, and I can just really do... Whoa! Oh, okay, interesting. So actually, yeah, that's actually not a bad move. Because after this, since he has this one really good ko threat, he can actually get a little bit more than simply capturing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna get something in the top right then. I think this is bigger than invading the corner here. Maybe slightly. Yeah, alright, so still, he's lost way too much there. So, this guy is a very aggressive player. He still has this cut, if I'm not mistaken, by another... Oh, yeah, so he doesn't have this ladder, so... Okay, what should I do? Should I Hane first? I don't really need to get too much. I'm not sure if it's even beneficial if I capture this, because I don't want him to get more center moves. Since he has this corner, he can have a lot of potential. Okay, now we're just getting... he has two cuts now, and since I extended, the shape in the middle isn't too bad, so... I think I'm just gonna Atari then. Yeah, just gonna capture this in one move, and there's nothing really in the top right either. And good, so 18 out of 20. Okay, if he's just gonna capture that one, then, I mean, I don't really know what to do anymore. I want to Hane the middle for shape. Even though he can turn here, that's going to be Gote still. And... yeah, so he's kind of just leaving his right side. Okay, well, I'll just capture the stone then. I don't even need it to Suji, because even if he can live, if I extend here, well, now he definitely can't live. So now we've captured everything in the top right. no variations at all. So yeah. So I think in this game, white has just definitely been too aggressive. Yeah, like for some fights, you can kind of just feel like it's gonna be easy to deal with, and yeah. So for that game, it's kind of like if you just overplay everywhere, it's not gonna be too hard to counterattack. So all right, so let's do the next two games. Okay, you guys won't believe how long that took, but it's interesting because we just found our previous player again. So, alright, just get a game against him. Okay, I still like to defend the 3-4 when my opponent doesn't approach it, so... Just gonna play the Tiger Smash. This is actually a pretty big move, which is actually the reason why a lot of players don't extend on the third line, because it actually gives white a follow-up move. So I think the distance here is pretty good. So, crap. Okay. Damn it. Okay, I just misclicked. Sorry about the language. But I think we'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. Because there's still this invasion. I meant to cut here, but I accidentally clicked one space over. Which is also, oh man. So actually this is a little bit interesting, because if I wedge, he'll probably Atari and capture the stone. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. Yeah, I really need to wedge for the shape. If I extend and extend, then his shape would be too good. So if he just extends here and jumps out, then not sure what I can gain from that. Oh, that was a really careless move, actually. I should have extended here, because he has to block, and then I can just Atari. Yeah, that he couldn't. He wasn't able to extend this way. Oh well. Okay, I mean, yeah, this is definitely good for black, because I've just lost all of that territory over there. But yeah, we'll see where we can gain some stuff back. So, well, if he wants to lose territory, then by all means. Actually, this corner is very big. But since he's losing a lot of territory here, I'm not too worried that he's going to defend here. Yeah, I have to extend. I can't really give him forcing moves here. If I Hane and he can extend in Sente, and then he has this Sente as well, then it would be pretty easy for black to make a group alive in this area. So at least right now, he doesn't have two stones in turn. Yeah. Alright. I think he's probably gonna do a one space. Oh. Interesting move. I'm gonna get this Atari in. Probably want to extend. Actually, this makes this game kind of interesting because since we're actually kind of coming back from behind, so this will be interesting. So he's not gonna let me capture the stone. One small issue that white has is that this group isn't too strong at the moment. So there might be some issues. What? That seems like a pretty... So if I Atari inside, he will probably not answer. So if Atari, he's gonna extend, and then, well, we'll extend. I can't really Tanuki this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, why don't I just push and cut, actually? It's gonna be Sente anyway. Because if he Tanukis when I push here, then he cannot live. So he's still owing a move on the left side. Wow, this is actually... I don't know where... I have no idea what to do here. I want to play Kosumi here for a good shape. But it's not a very good direction, that's the problem. Yeah, I'm just going to connect back here. If you can Hane and Sente and prevent the connection. So let me just connect back and make sure all the groups are safe. I'm not sure what he's doing here with these pushes and everything. So actually locally this shape, when your opponent has something like this, jumping here is a very good move, especially when the follow-up ko is really heavy. So yeah, he was able to reduce the side, but he didn't really reduce it by too much. So I really need to gain this territory right now. If I play this knight's move, he will probably take this move. So I might as well just extend in Hane. So if he takes this, I can still... should I Atari here? Oh. I didn't expect him to take this variation because the right side doesn't have too much potential. So he can't... Okay. He can ladder, but there's this clamp. So I can clamp it's a very big move, and I think if he were ahead on territory, he's not definitely not anymore. So let's see. So the 10, 12, okay. Oh, and he's gonna respond there. So yeah, I think this game is already. White's already ahead. So since I got the clamps in Sente, I can also play a ladder breaker here, somewhere on this side. This attach or this move can wait for now. Well, I kind of wanted this side anyway. So in terms of shape, it's really bad for black. One, he still has that ladder to worry about. And since all of White's groups are connected, I'm not really worried about anything. So, yeah. He can extend one more time, and then he's going to have to come back to the 2 stones. Or if he no, he can't come back now, because it will get enclosed. Okay, so it's slightly riskier for me, but yeah, wow, this is actually getting really interesting. Because I can't run the stone out. Because you can Atari, and connect all the way over here, and then connect. But what else can I do? I know what I can do. I can Atari. Because if he cuts, I can connect. So he has to extend. And then I can keep extending. So let me just do like a estimate. Don't really have time to count. So it looks like the game is doing okay for White. So I'm just gonna leave this group and let Black connect back. Why is my opponent always trying to capture my groups? I'm a little bit surprised that he let me capture this stone, because now I am very clearly alive. So there's really no variations left. Actually, I'm alive in Sente, because if he captures the Koa, I can play here, and he can't go in. Oh, he can attach. You know what, I'm just gonna... Okay, I'll just protect, because there's really no point in connecting here. I don't think I can even capture the middle group, even, because he can still live. Because he can peep in Sente and extend back. So it's time to finish off this side. How should I do the end game here? Oh, I can't play the Kosumi because after he Kosumis, you can block. Yeah, I'll just push and go to the next place. I think I'm thinking too much now because I think white kind of gained everything back anyway, so shouldn't be worried at all now. Yeah. So yeah, all right, and so yeah, black actually lost a lot with this fight at the bottom because not only did white got very strong, all the territory was still here, and so I got Sente here and I was able to invade the corner. This isn't very big because when I connect, it's actually a big endgame move as well, and all he got was this, and that's not too significant compared to this connection. All right, good. So a little bit of a sweaty game, actually, I must admit. Just a little bit, especially after the top right. White lost quite a bit, so at this point, I think black was probably going to be ahead. So I wanted to get this exchange and we made the corner. I mean, it's still going to be a long game, but yeah, because the board is still pretty empty, so something like that. Block is definitely ahead because I don't know what I'm doing. It was a misclick, but we're able to come back. So, all right, let's play the final game. All right, we have found our last opponent today. So, last game, 19 out of 20 now. So winning the next game will get me to 7 down. So I will start with 1s, 3-4, because I really hate it when my opponent invades my 3-3. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. You really shouldn't be extending on the side in the opening. It's not a good move at all when you do that. So it seems like my opponent is playing pretty old Go because he's been playing all the older joseki. Oh, okay, he's trying to get some center influence, judging by this move. So when your opponent is doing that, you have to be really careful not to only take territory. So whole board thinking is really important in a time like this. So he can't really get this variation right now since I already played a pincer move. So when I cut here, I think he Atari on the wrong side. Okay. Anyway, why didn't you Atari on this side? I'm not sure. Because so I was talking about whole board thinking. If you just take territory and give your opponent the whole center, then the territory bonus is not going to be enough. So you have to be really careful here not to let that happen. So yeah, after this jump, it's going to be hard for black to get something in all of the center because, well, I can just play knight's moves here and there. I can try to get in from all directions. So actually, this is a pretty good example of how to perhaps go against more influence players. So I think I can invade now because after this exchange, I have a lot of forcing moves on these 3 stones. I'm gonna play just the very direct move. So, yeah, this is actually a pretty awkward shape. Okay, so he's gonna cut me, but then when I connect out, it's gonna be a pretty easy reduction on the outside. His shape is not too good right now. So, I mean, yeah, all I wanted to do was to get the reduction. He's being very direct. I'm not sure whether he's trying to kill or not, because he's making my groups very strong. But he's also trying to surround me, so he's kind of conflicting a little bit. But yeah, we're just trying to make some easy reductions. And yeah, now black shape is all cut off and white is pushing through all of them. So there's pretty much no... I think the game is pretty much over at this point. Okay. I mean, if black doesn't have the center influence, then... Okay, I expect my opponent to resign there, but this is actually a pretty interesting game of influence. So when you're trying to go for influence, you can't really play moves like this. You really have to be fast, because if your opponent is looking at the board, for example, if I keep responding here, then he's gonna get what he wants, right? If he, I don't know, something like that. Then he's going to get what he wants. So then he can keep trying to go in the center, or maybe attachment here or something like that. So you have to be playing really fast, and yeah, you just can't be really slow when you're going for the center. I think after this jump, a lot of the influence there is pretty much gone. So, all right, so we're finally 7 Dan, and we can now go for 9 Dan. This is actually where it gets interesting, because I've actually never won 20 games on 7 Dan to 9 Dan. Probably partially because of my carelessness, but yeah, we'll see. So this is going to be my goal, is to try to win 20 games on 7 Dan and try to get to 9 Dan. Alright, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the 3 games on 5 Dan. So I will see you next time on my first game on the road to 20 wins on 7 Dan.